Hey folks, this is Echo. Welcome to Horde Base Breakdown. This is a series where I show you a base and teach you all of its features, and then either give you a build guide or show you some design tips, toss a horde at it, and then judge it. In this episode, we're going to be looking at my new base called Optimus. So I signed up to help the Fun Pimps with some Twitch integration testing, and as a result of that, I was building a base on stream, and the Optimus, is the result. My basic idea was just to have a compact base next to the trader, but let's walk through the features. For the entrance into the base, we put a drawbridge that's triggered by a motion sensor on one side, and then on the other side, there's a set of 3 trigger plates that are all strung together, and then I have a manual shutoff in here for things like Horde Night. Over on the right side here, we've got a chem station and a workbench, and then I've got this lovely eye motif that I've done from the outside. As we pivot around the room, we've got all of our boxes. We've got one that's left over with Empty by Raven from the Twitch integration where he had emptied all the boxes. My amazing and awesome mod doing bad things to me. Then we've got 2 shotgun turrets, which are mostly interior for Twitch purposes because they can break land claims and spawn zombies in here. So those are extra defensive measures. So moving around the room, we've got a switch. This turns on the defenses below. So we've got a couple blade traps there. We also have electric fences, which I'll show you when we go downstairs. And then we can repair these blade traps from up here. So if they take damage, the nice thing is if I duck down and move forward, I can actually reach through the bars and tap those for repairs. Then also, as I'm looking here, I've got 2 overflow campfires here, but I also have these grenade drops here. So if the zombies stack up for any reason, I can pop stuff down here and easily hit them with grenades. I can also shoot down there if I need to and hit, some of the areas down there. So that is the basic main floor here. This is built with an open concept. I intentionally wanted this to feel open so that you can see the landscape around you. So it's got windows on the 4 corners, and I left the center pillar here also mostly see-through to kind of continue that aesthetic. We're going to go check out the roof real quick here. So this is where we've got our garden, and then we've got all of our electrical bits up here. So we've got 2 electrical chains, 1 in progress and 1 I'm going to get to. So everything's running off the generator bank right now. The plan is to move it over to the battery bank once I can get cells to fill up this solar bank. But right now, this mostly is up here hosting my garden and allowing us to hide cables. And then it gives me a place for my bedroll because I ran out of space downstairs because this is pretty compact. So lastly, let's go check and see what we've got from a downstairs perspective. So mostly this is just all here for support and interesting design. So here's the electric fences we were talking before. 1 goes here, 1 goes there, and 1 goes across that side. We left this side open so we can easily get in and out of the undercarriage and get back up the stairs to the interior of the base. And then this is going to be our fighting position over here. I'll show you that in a second, but I wanted to show you how we're getting power to it because the power over there is actually coming from the central base. I've got these underground access corridors here, and this is routing the power through. You can see the lights are acting as relays, bringing the power over here to this relay and then up to a series of shotgun turrets and a spotlight. So 1, 2, 3, 4 shotgun turrets and a spotlight. These are also accessible through the rails here from outside to be able to reload. I just wanted to have access this way so that we had another method of getting in there and doing repairs without having to take the blocks out. So there's that electric fence. It is functioning. I was just doing that to test. So here's our blade traps here, 1, 2. Both of those are reachable, like I said, from up here. And then our shotgun turrets, one is facing this direction and will shoot straight through these. These are arrow slits. and then the other one can shoot through the bars out to the side, so it covers zombies coming from either path. Additionally, we have ladders on each side, in addition to the stairs, giving the zombies multiple ways to path in case one wave fails, to make sure that they still have a way in to visit. And then here is our standard fighting position that we have here. We've got this all double layered, top and bottom, so the zombies got to beat through quite a bit to get in. Then we have this ramp that I almost always put here on my bases, and this is to prevent the zombies from stacking up. They start to stack up and it pushes them off the side, where ideally what happens is, you know, they fall off, they get sliced by your blade traps as they fall down, take a little bit of damage. They cycle back here, they get hit by the shotgun turrets, and it starts to soften them up so that you are ready for them. So as tradition in my Horde base breakdown videos, I am going to toss a MAX Gamestage Horde at this base and see how it holds up. Before we do that, I want to talk about some of the design aspects. I won't be able to do a full tutorial, but I'll give you some of the ideas in case you try to replicate this. So here's a quick top-down view of the full layout, and here's the zoomed-in view. Essentially, you have 4 diagonal walls on the outside and then 1 central pillar holding the base up. Total dimensions of this layout are about 15 by 13. Honestly, if I redid this, I'd probably just go straight 15 by 15, but let's start with the bottom left corner of this. So starting at the far left, you have a cube corner beveled, followed by 4 cubes there. Then you've got 2 poles stacked on top of each other, followed by 2 arrow slit 1/2 ramps. Then another pole with a pillar 0.5 meter corner in the back. That it simply repeats with an arrow slit 1/2 ramp stack, a pole stack, a cube stack, and then another pole stack. This is repeated on all 4 corners with only minor variations. Next, let's go ahead and take a look at the center support pillar. Starting with the green blocks in the corners, these are wedge 60 slope corner 03s. Atop these, we have the pillar 0.5 meter corners that we used from the exterior walls. The 4 blue blocks in each of the cardinal directions, as well as the blue block in the center, are all basic cubes. In front of each of the cubes in the 4 cardinal directions are wedge narrow tips in yellow. And then finally, the metal spikes in each of the 4 cardinal directions are cube 1/4 centered pyramids. You can take this as high as you want by simply copying everything at that second level and just continue to stack it on top of each other. And then when you get to the roof, you'll use that same first level, but you'll just flip it upside down. So that's the basic foundation layout. Now let's cover how this base got its namesake, Optimus. Before I got a chance to paint this, my community was saying that it should be painted blue and red, but I ended up opting for something a little bit more muted. So let's go ahead and break this face down so that you can build it yourself. We'll start from the bottom and then work our way up. First with the cube 1/4 centered pyramid. Those are at the bottom 2 little jagged points down and then surrounding the face. Moving inward from there, we have the cube corner beveled in that kind of beige color that outlines the frame of the face. At the very bottom in camo, we have the 3D truss block that was placed there so that we could repair the blade traps. Each side in blue, we have pole tips left and right. Those are also duplicated at the top, right where you see the nose. Those pink double dots, which are called pole corner doubles, fit in between those. In yellow, we have a pole double. Right behind that in red is a railing, and then framing the fighting position and also the center of the glasses will be green blocks, which are poles. Just above the fighting position with the glass texture is a basic ramp. Sitting above that in orange metal is a cube corner beveled. The corner of the glasses are pole corner bracket centered, and then the bridge of the nose is made with a wedge narrow tip there in orange. The center pieces in checkerboard are just basic cubes, and then finally to build the rounded shape at the top, this is mirrored, but we'll go on the right side, going from left to right, we have a wedge narrow high, a wedge narrow middle, and a wedge 60 tip. So those are the parts and pieces if you want to replicate this base or try it in a different configuration. So the last design element I want to talk about are the tower corners. This is leveraging a lot of the pieces we've already used. So starting from bottom to top, we have cube corner beveled in red, followed by wedge inside corner top in yellow. Then the 2 outside spikes are comprised first in pink of a wedge 60 tip corner base, topped by the blue wedge 60 tip corner top. Center spike uses a 4-stage ramp up, going from wedge narrow high corner to middle corner to low corner and finally to tip corner. So if you're building roofs and other things like that, you can use the center spire in conjunction with the narrow ramp pieces because they go through that same high, middle, low tip gradation. That's it for design, folks. Let's toss a horde at this base and see how it holds up. All right, power is on. Come on in, gents. There we go. Heads exploding, electrifying goodness. Whoa, whoa, get out of here, sweetheart. Sorry, we're not taking suitors today. Man, that is quite a crowd we've got outside. All the glowing badness we can possibly see. All right, let's pull out the big gun, see if we can clear out the herd a little bit. It's doing some work. Oh, that was less than optimal. Man, they are just stacking up faster than I can put them down. Let's try some grenades. There we go. Watch them fly. So many demos. I keep trying to shoot them in the knees, knock them off the bridge. See if we can get some quick repairs in here. They knocked off that bottom block, so we'll put another replacement in. All right, let's see. Can we smack you in the face a few times? There we go. Oh man, they're popping through here left and right. I must have lost a block there at the top. Oh damn, we got to get some healing in. We're bleeding, we're lacerated, we're scraped, bruised, abrased, whatever. All right, let's see how many meds we can get. Get out of here. I'm trying to heal myself. So I didn't mention settings earlier, but I cranked myself up to level 300, but I only have 75 levels worth of perks. I wanted to try to make this a fair fight for sure. Get out of here, buddy. So my stun baton is fully leveled up, but machine guns I only have 3 points in, so not doing nearly the damage we probably need for a horde like this. But I wanted to try it based off of where we had stopped in the Twitch stream. All right, let's toss some more grenades down. Woo, look at them fly. Oh, no, no, this could be bad, folks. No, this is the worst thing that could happen if he goes off in here. All right. Whew. That could have taken out the whole center room. And oh my gosh, look what they're doing to the bottom of the base. Nope. Okay, the bridge is still intact. But they are, man, they're working that bottom. I'm thinking here that we go out the side, and I'm going to place this turret down here and see if that'll help a little bit. It's not doing much. They are just stacked up too high down there. That didn't even put a dent. All right, I'm worried about them taking out the whole bottom here, so I'm going to open up the gate for a second, see if I can get some of them to pass across. Oh, no, I missed that white on the side. All right, close it, close it, close it. Just kidding. What happened to the door? I thought I closed it. All right, quick heals, quick heals, quick heals. All right, close that door. Get out of here. It's time for the machine gun. We can do this.
That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over.
Do not grieve. Soon, I shall be one with the Matrix.
Well, that was quite a ride. Let's look around the base and see what level of damage was done. So it looks like the roof was largely untouched. The buzzards didn't seem to bother with things up there, so that's good. Obviously, this front space was getting compromised. They were just overrunning us consistently. So we were trying to put in repairs here, but, you know, they just kept plowing through. But overall, in terms of survivability, I think I'm going to have to go with a 5 out of 10 for this one. Part of that was due to my deciding that it was a good idea to open this up and try to fight on this back stoop. But I was worried about them taking out the entire foundation of the building, which we'll check out in a second. Our ramp over here didn't seem to take really any damage, which is fine. But if we jump off the side, we'll see what really went down. So they lost this pathway in terms of the stair here. The other pathway here was still complete, but they just walloped the foundation here. You can see they took out large chunks. I will say from a stability perspective, this thing is pretty solid. I mean, the fact that it's still standing, I'm going to pull back actually and flip on stability mode, and you'll see the base is largely intact. Like we weren't going to die from structural integrity, so we have a lot of redundancy in that regard. So maintenance is obviously going to be a low score. We're going to give this thing like a 5 for maintenance. Fun factor was surprisingly better than I expected. I will rank it pretty high. I'd give it like an 8 for fun. There was a lot of different things for a single player that you could do. The fact that I could kind of peek out on this ledge and drop my turret on that I could reroute them over here if I wanted to, at least for a little bit. I probably shouldn't have done it for long like I did. And then expansion's going to be tough. There's not a lot of space other to go than up. You could add maybe a fighting position up above here for multiplayer if you wanted to, but you know, for right now, multiplayer is also going to be low. So I'm going to say for expansion, you know, maybe a 6. And then for multiplayer, maybe even a 5. Because you could shoot from these side windows, but the angle is really harsh. You can shoot from the top up here, but that's really hard as well. So overall, I love the aesthetics of the base. I love the design, the compact nature of the crafting area, but to truly stand the test of the endgame Horde, it needs a lot of work in terms of traps, reinforcement, and steel. Hey folks, it's Echo here. I hope you enjoyed the Optimus. If you're interested in seeing bases like this and downloading them and installing in your world, you can check out below the link to Patreon, where I've got a number of bases there and I continue to post them, as well as some behind the scenes stuff of what's going on with my channel. All right, folks, that's it. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.